So Jeffrey Epstein is found in his cell, injured, apparently. And I did a reading. Oh, look, they're already coming out. I did a reading just a few minutes ago, just for myself. And turns out it was a bunch of people around, which could indicate that this is not necessarily we're trying to kill you. It's just more of I need you to understand that we can. That we can get to you anytime we want. So you make sure that what you have to say doesn't have my name in it. So let's see if we get that again. Let's see if, because I already got a person that just flew out the deck. So was Epstein targeted? Was this a attempted hit? Was this like a word of warning type thing? Like, make sure you are still on our side and you don't say my name in anything, and I don't get papers to come talk to this person or that person. Or what was this? What's going on with Epstein right now? Is he being bullied? Is he being targeted? Was this self-harm? I don't know if I have a card for suicide, but I think Hangman is a little too on the nose. Lord. So first things first. Judgment. I got that last time. And the last thing last. 9 of Swords. Anxiety, fear, depression, nightmares. So. With the Judgment. We have the 10 of Swords, betrayal, loss, ultimate betrayal, ultimate. Like this is the 10 is letting you know that all of the shite has hit the fan. So judgment and loss. This could be just your court. As an actual judgment. The major arcana could be quite literal, so death could mean death. Judgment can mean judgment. The fool could mean a fool. So judgment could be actual judgment, or it could be the past. So let's see what crosses it. The cooperation. So this is judgment. Because this is you in court, and you in witnesses, and you in corroborating this and corroborating that. I need to do Ghislaine Maxwell eventually. I always saw a woman in my readings with the Queen of Wands who was around this, but I never knew who it was. That's who it is. And mind you, a lot of people have always seen, I've never done a reading on that. Well, I kind of have, on what would be Trump's undoing, and it would be everything, basically. But I never done... Is a woman going to take down Trump? A lot of other readers were seeing a woman being Trump's sort of Achilles heel. And it could be her. I mean, nobody saw this coming, until now. And now it's a woman who could basically, spill everything. So he's got ultimate loss around the judgment. And then there's the abandonment, walking away. At the crown, Ace of Pentacles. He could be in a position to where people are asking him to testify. Because these are new people. And then this is basically saying, okay, we need you to go away from your old way of life and now focus on helping us with this investigation. Hangman. I said it was a little too on the nose, but there it is anyway. So, what's your other crossing energy here? Page of Swords. Okay, this is my card for self-harm. Because this may be a little dark, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Well, not revealing anything, but my reason for this now being self-harm is what popped into my head when I first got this card just now, is there was a young man I knew or know of. I won't say I know him, but know of. Young man, this would be the page, with a behavioral issue, which is what the page also indicates, is a sort of a bratty child or a child with behavior issues. Not always just bratty. They could just have behavioral issues like mental ones. And so this card tells me that the person coping with their situation, one of the coping mechanisms is self-harm or cutting. And what they would do would be either cut their arms or they would cut their legs with some sort of blade or scissors or whatever they had. And so this is my self-harm card around the one that the deck is trying to get me to. So I think there's some self-harm and some actual harm that may befall him. Ten of Cups is in the Thayer. The happiness, the harmony, all sort of going away. In the hopes, Queen of Pentacles. A part of him wants to die. This is my Earth card, so sort of returning to the earth. A part of him wants to die. Like this is his nightmare. Remember his predictive card. This is his outcome. This is what's coming at the end of the reading here. A part of him wants to die because this is his nightmare. Like, not only is he behind bars, which is awful. He is targeted, which is awful. But everybody knows about it now. You know, the whole world's looking at him. Not just a select few who knew he was a molester and got off because of this and that. No, the whole world knows about this now. So there's some self-harm. There is some actual harm because there's a new outlook now. This is also what the Hangman tells us, is there's a new outlook to the situation that has sort of brought him to this place of self-harm. Page of Wands. There's news. Always do that too fast. There's news. Behind that news is truth. Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords is a card that has clarity, truth, victory. So when you want, uncoupled with the Page of Wands, when you want a person to testify, like the walking away from the old life, coming into the new situation with the new investigators, when you want them to spill the beans, these are the two cards you want to see, is the information crossed with the truth. So he may spill some beans. Your word of warning is the Knight of Pentacles. We'll see why, because that says nothing to me right now. Coupled with the fear, what do we got? But this, okay. In the last reading I did on Epstein, this was a young man. He's not so much, he's like 39, I said he was, I think, with dark hair, got some gray in it, he's midlife crisis like, so he's got a sports car and a lot of money and a house on a fountain, all that kind of thing. This man is his word of warning. This is a person. But it's a capable person. Like, this is the kind of person who, if he says he's going to do such a thing, then he's going to do such a thing. So this is word of warning for a reason. The Ten of Pentacles is his solace, so there is still some pull Epstein has, finance-wise. And one of his outcome cards was the anxiety, fear, depression, nightmares. The other one is the High Priestess. Secret. Not just secret. Internal knowledge. The Ankh is also a symbol of life. So the internal knowledge. Internal. That stuff that you're carrying around with you. The High Priestess is also a psychic card, so there is just this feeling of this is his nightmare. And good for that. Good for you. I'm glad this is your nightmare. It should be. You have been the nightmare of many a people. You are not a trafficker. You are a rapist. An enabler of other rapists. That's who you are. That's what you do. That's been your game. You deserve worse. You have inflicted a mental anguish on a person that they will never get rid of. It's like when people were sort of persecuting Bill Cosby's accusers. And they would say, they've held on to this for 40, 50 years. Yeah, that's not something you forget. When someone has violated you like that. You have been an enabler of rapists. Five of Swords, defeat. This is the kids. The Six of Cups. And then the Six of Swords. The ferryman cometh. Hermit, isolation. King of Cups. There's another person. Two of Pentacles. Queen of Wands. There's that lady again. Chariot, moving. Ace of Wands, new action, trying to flee the country. But you can't because you're stuck. The Star, defeat. So your hope has been defeated. It's now wishful thinking. The Fool. The Fool has some disappointment. And the Illumination brings the Tower. Good for all of you. Hurt people, they say. But you had no excuse. You're rich because you stole it. You're in jail because you deserve it. Someone may hurt you. You may just hurt yourself. Sad to say, either one's all right with me.